Good evening and welcome to Side 21 and tonight's episode of The Jungles of Paldir. If this is your first time catching us on this campaign, it is a heroic journey through a mysterious jungle in hopes to find a weapon that may be able to kill a god. Just a few announcements to get through before we jump back into that story, however. Starting with, we have a brand new show. It's called Side 21 and the first episode is out on YouTube now. This is a discussion podcast style show where we talk fantasy, TTRPGs, and beyond. Please go check it out. Let us know what you think. We're also on social media at Side21TV on Instagram and TikTok, so go check us out there. Lots of great stuff like character sheets, memes, and more. And then, of course, we have our merch store at Side21.tv. You can go find hats, shirts, and lots of great merch there. And then, of course, our Discord. Make sure you join our Discord. We would love to chat with you about the campaign and anything else. I think that concludes our announcements, though, so let's go ahead and get back to the jungles of Paldir. Alrighty, where last we left off, our party has been making their way up the river through the jungle to the more northern reaches of the island after completing a series of events in Banthura. On their first day of travel, making their way up with their guide Mambo, they encountered a mycanoid camp and had a combat there. They proceeded onward and camped for the evening outside of some sort of temple or ancient ruin. And during their watch for the night, a pirate figure, now we know Rafa, came charging out of the jungle, being pursued by a thorn wolf and its companions. Serious, life-threatening combat occurred, lots of rolling of dice occurred, and eventually the combat came to an end with our party barely victorious once again. They went to bed that night having much need of a long rest, waking up in the morning, getting to know our figure Rafa a little bit better, discussing briefly what they would do for the day, deciding that they wanted to enter the ruin that they camped outside of the night before. After a brief investigation period outside of what became the door to this place, you guys were able to find a ruby encrusted handle, pull it further out from the wall, rotating discs in the ground and unlocking the door into space. Proceeding down the stairs, you found yourselves in a massive cavernous space, a very large, somewhat ruinous, but mostly intact compared to the outside room. As you proceeded into it, you discovered some things: a large divot in the ground, torches that illuminated themselves with green light the further that you moved into the room, a similar kind of stone disc on the ground, and a large stone face in the wall at the end of the room. As you guys made your way all the way towards that face, it began to speak to you, telling you of a series of trials that you could undertake to prove yourselves or be forgotten like the countless who came before you. It spoke of 3 trials, one of constitution, one of dexterity, and finally one of strength. You guys briefly deliberated, deciding that Morga was going to undertake the trial of constitution. Lothariel would be responsible for the trial of dexterity, and Rafa the trial of strength. Before we got underway, Morga very cleverly enhanced ability on Lothariel, giving him advantage on his dexterity checks. And we do know Morga has advantage on her constitution saving throws and checks due to the blessing of her god Helm. Having decided, however, the order, that is where we pick up. A few things immediately happen in this time. Firstly,
Oh.
1 second, sorry. All right. A translucent wall of force shimmers into um, existence around Morga, and you can see it's beginning to kind of not beginning to, but it's like shimmering with magical energy. A couple other things happen.
Oh God.
Behind Morga, behind the wall or bubble of force, as it were, 3 chests appear on the ground, seemingly shimmering into existence as soon as this trial starts. Morga, you find yourself inside of this wall of force. If you reached your hand out, you would see that you can't pass through it at all. You seem to be trapped in here for the time being. Any thoughts?
All that's going through her mind is not panic, but going, I'm in a tight space and this is not comfortable. And just kind of looking around, but seeing the 3 chests from the back, wondering what to do. She's gonna try to move, like actually take steps and see if the bubble follows her.
As you move to the edge of the bubble, it doesn't seem to be following you, and it seems like you are confined into this, kind of 10-foot area that you're in. And as you kind of reach out to your feel it again, as you're kind of making your way around looking for, some weakness or movement in this bubble, you notice on your arm beads of sweat are starting to form.
Oh no.
As it's starting to feel a little warmer than you remember. Remember, if this was a kind of a cool, like misty room, but the space and inside this bubble is getting very, very, very warm. And as you're noticing the sweat, you start to feel it on your brow. You can feel it on your back underneath your armor. It's getting hotter, and it's starting to feel like that one day that you had. Um, and it's starting to feel worse than that. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as you begin to feel lightheaded from the heat that is now baking you inside this bubble.
So the first one's a 20, not natural, but since I have advantage, I'm just gonna roll that again. Let's take the first one, which was a dirty 20.
Very nice.
With a dirty 20, you kind of sit there. And, Constitution is about grit and force of will and your ability to resist. What do you think of? Where does your mind go in this moment to stay, centered and not give in to this oppressive heat that you're feeling all around you?
So all that Morga's doing is she closes her eyes for just a brief second to take a deep breath, and she's thinking of home, living in the mountain with all the snow, and just envisioning the snow touching her face and having her body buried around just everything being freezing cold, and trying to stay in that exact moment and think of nothing else.
Try not to panic. I think this is part of the test.
Are you safe?
We are going to find out.
As you feel this heat, your mind goes to this place of, safety, of home and the feeling of security, and you're able to almost like manifest that feeling of snow and cold, and you're able to withstand the heat in this space as it begins to surpass. You go to take a deep breath, and you can't, like, you're taking a deep breath, but nothing is entering your lungs, as it seems the air has been sucked out of this space along with the heat. What is your constitution score? Actually, let's see. It's 16, right?
Yes. This is crazy.
You had to hold your breath.
Morgan, you're able to hold your breath for 4 minutes. It's a very impressive thing that heroes in Dungeons and Dragons can do.
That's
And
crazy.
you sit here. Where are your thoughts right now as you literally can't breathe. You're holding your breath.
She's trying really hard to, in her mind, bury herself inside the snow in her mind, just to try to breathe through the vision that she has in her head and just stay still. She's got a really crazy idea to cool things off inside this bubble, but not sure if it's worth it. So she's just gonna keep her eyes closed and stay focused on the moment.
When the stone face, described the trial of constitution, he described the second part of it as a ability to remain calm under pressure. So what I would like for you to do is make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Ooh, okay. Oh my freaking god, I got a nat 1. But do I have bardic inspiration? Can I re-roll it? Or is it just a nat 1? Nat 1 is just a,
yeah, I mean, it wouldn't matter. It's a nat 1, I suppose.
But you did get a heroic inspiration last time.
I did get a heroic inspiration. Can I use that?
It's a reroll,
Yes.
yeah.
If it's another nat 1. Oh, F4. Okay. 8.
An 8. You start to you're getting very close to the 4-minute mark, and the feeling of suffocating is starting to really challenge your ability to remain calm. I would like you to make a constitution saving throw with disadvantage. You have advantage, so this will make this a straight roll.
Ooh.
To withstand the last 10 to 15 seconds of the limits of your body's oxygen supply.
Big roll, big roll, big roll.
Helm. Come on, Helm. Let's go.
Come on,
18.
yes.
What?
Very nice. Very nice.
With an 18, you start to feel that feeling, if anybody's ever held their breath underwater, when you get to, the minutes, the limit of your ability, you start to get that feeling in your chest, and you start to almost shake a little bit. And finally you break, thinking, this is it. Your body involuntarily inhales as deep as you can, and you feel oxygen rush into your lungs as you succeed on the second of 3 tests in the trial of Constitution.
Let's go.
You're just gonna hear.
Unfortunately, as you take this deep breath, oxygen is not the only thing in the bubble here with you. As you're kind of, your vision was almost going blurry with the lack of oxygen in your body before you took that deep breath, so you didn't quite notice maybe what some of the others on the outside saw, which was, as that trial or that test for holding your breath was coming to an end, a thin, barely almost noticeable green, almost matching the color of the torches, smoke came seeping out of the floor, out of the tiles inside the bubble you were in. And as you guys watch, the bubble fills up more and more with this green smoke surrounding Morga. Need one more Constitution saving throw. This one will be with advantage because You have passed a wisdom.
Keep it up. You're
Is
doing
it
great,
warm in here, or
Morga.
is it just me? Okay. Okay. Oh no, first one was a 7. Oh.
Come on.
Wait, did I rolled charisma. That was wrong. Okay, I'm sorry. That was wrong. Okay, the first one was a 14. Second one is a 17. So 17.
With a DC of 14,
Nice.
Nice.
bubble dissipates and the green smoke, is released into the room, and as it spreads out, it dissipates as well. And the stone face looks down to you and says, Morga Stoneheart, you have passed the trial of constitution. The trial of dexterity is next.
She's gonna curtsy
Take a
and say
moment.
thank you.
And then step onto the platform.
Well done.
Well done.
She's gonna walk back with just sweat down her face, just trying to keep it cool, and then go over to Lothariel and just tap him on the shoulder and be like, okay, you've got this. It's gonna be great. Just stay focused, okay? Stay focused. Go.
All right. And Lothariel's back of his neck is just matching yours. He's just sweating, but from straight anxiety of like going up and doing this thing that he has no idea what's gonna go on. All right. Any advice?
Stay calm. No matter what you do, get yourself together. Do not lose it.
Do not lose myself and stay calm. Okay.
It's just a test. You it's either you pass or you fail, but it's a test.
All right. I suppose I'm ready. Kind of takes a look around. All right. Here I go. Take a step onto the pedestal.
Ooh.
All right, as you step onto this pedestal, you guys hear that familiar sound of stone on stone as you see the platform begin to rotate and rise from the ground 5, 10, 15 feet into the air before coming to a stop.
I'm all right.
The face doesn't really, its eyes are stone, and you can see that they can move, but it doesn't have like defined like pupils and irises and stuff. It's just kind of a stone eye. But if it did, it would be looking right at you, Lothariel, and says, "What is your name?"
Kind of situation his, shirt and vest and everything, and pulls his shirt down a little bit. I am Lothariel Brookmere.
Lothariel Brookmere. This is the trial of dexterity. And as soon as he says that word dexterity, you guys immediately see from this kind of lizard iguana-like statue coming out of the wall, and from this turtle here coming out of the wall, their eyes kind of open, and instead of like an eyeball behind the eyelid, there's just circular kind of holes in the eyes, and from those holes in both eyes on both creatures, so 4 darts total, come shooting out towards the platform in the middle. Please make a dexterity saving throw as you try to avoid these darts while staying on the platform.
All right, and I have advantage on this, right?
Correct.
That is correct.
Yes. Okay.
Yo.
Go for it.
All right, first roll, dirty 20.
Nice.
Hey.
Second roll, 8.
Okay. Very good.
With a dirty 20, you're kind of ready for this moment. I think maybe Lothariel in this moment connects this. There's a pattern to it, right? The way that the darts are coming from the walls, it almost reminds you of a specific movement that you need to make in a correct time. It's giving you
It's
almost
rhythmic.
like music. vibes. It's rhythmic, exactly, and you're able to see and kind of telegraph from both sides. And you tell me what it looks like as you dodge out of the way of these 4 darts.
So I don't know if anybody would notice this, me being 15 feet in the air in a dark temple, but as soon as the first dart fires, you kind of only almost see like the tips of Lothariel's ears kind of twitch and just like kind of recognize that, time it with the second one, and then turn towards the first one and almost like kind of sloppily, but like drop down and then do a little roll to the other side before like kind of somersaulting himself back up to dodge the first couple that come across. And just kind of like hold on to my side and my belt. Oh, okay.
As this happens, the platform below you begins to kind of rotate, and it's a circle, so it doesn't make it's not like moving you per se, but it does rotate a little bit, maybe signaling the next stage of this challenge. Excuse me. In this moment, you see 2 more eyes open up from the lower iguana statue here. 2 more eyes open up from the turtles. Instead of 1 tube in each one of these eyes, though, there's 2. So 4 on each side, 8 more. So that is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 darts total. As the DC and difficulty of this challenge increases, you hear the sound of them beginning to shoot. Please roll a dexterity saving throw.
Oof.
And 2 and 3 and...
Jump.
16 and 12, so 16.
16 is a success. What does it look like?
Yeah, so this one he's kind of waiting for that, but it's a little bit more sloppy than the first one, just because he was expecting possibly the exact same thing to happen and didn't realize it was going to be so much more. So he does the same thing where he kind of does like a somersault roll to avoid the first one, and then like looks towards the other ones to kind of duck them, and like maybe lean his head off the edge just to get a little bit lower, so he kind of misses them, doesn't realize there's so many, and the end one kind of just like scrapes across like his clothing and just kind of like cuts like his collar a little bit, and he's like hanging off the edge but holding on while it's rotating. All right, I don't care for this at all.
You look so good.
You're doing great.
He whispers to himself, always look good. He just kind of brushes his hair and stands up.
There it
As you
is.
stand back up and kind of turn around, the platform now rotating just continuously. And you see 2 more eyes open here, and
Oh,
2
no.
more eyes open here. Each one of these, just a single tube, though, adding 4 more to now 12, making it 16 darts on a rotating platform.
Lothario.
How does describe to me how Lothariel feels in this moment? In this split second before this last volley of darts.
I want to say in the split second, when he was like stricken with anxiety and ridden with anxiety previous to this, in this moment he's a little bit more locked in and like realized like, okay, this one's gonna be a lot worse. Like I skin on my teeth, just dodge the other ones. I need to do this. Like I don't need to like die here, is what he's actually thinking. So like he's just locked in, focused. Here's the sound, like just straight eyeballs it and locks in, and is just waiting for any kind of movement.
Okay, make a dexterity saving throw. You may keep your advantage.
Yay. Okay, so D&D Beyond crashed. 1 second.
It'll do that. I just had to refresh mine.
Yeah, it's not working. There it is. Okay, so 12,
Oh, come on.
19.
Yeah. Look at that.
Nice.
Oh my
With a DC of 16.
Oh.
What does it
Sheesh.
look like as you absolutely Neo these darts.
Yeah, so these it's just 2 that comes out straight out of these ones, along with all the other
So it's
ones.
16 total, 4 from around the face. I think it was 2, 4, 8 from kind of the front of the room, like towards where the stairs are, and then 4 again from the 2 that are closer to the face on the sides.
So he'll do the same thing where he'll kind of do the somersault back towards the other side of the platform to avoid the first barrage of them from the first 2 tests, I suppose. And then the next one that comes up, he'll get up and his eyes just sharpen really hard, and he'll take his flute and detach the mouthpiece and use both of them to just deflect the 2 pieces while he like kind of ducks his head and then puts it back together. And then as he puts it back together, you see a soft glow around it, and he uses mending to fix the dents on it, and then kind of satchels it back on himself.
Nice.
And then he'll kind of like creep down, like put his like on his belly and like look over the platform, be like, "Can I please come down now?"
You hear, Lothariel Brookmere, you have passed the trial of dexterity. And then the platform begins to lower itself back in to the ground, allowing you to step off.
Morgan's just gonna be banging her shield, excited.
Yeah, I was gonna say I use prestidigitation to make like multicolored showers of sparks for like fireworks celebrations.
That was unpleasant, but
And you
thank
doubted.
you. He just does a very deep bow, and which one of you are next?
Rafa.
Alright, that'd be me.
Good luck.
You got it! You're gonna do great!
I believe in you.
All right, as you step off here, you guys hear that familiar sound again as the room begins to shake,
Oh God.
and a wall just under this iguana here in the bottom left side opens up, and you see a large stone come rolling out of the wall and settle in to the divot in the ground.
Oh,
That's what that's for.
yeah, okay, that makes more sense.
Morgan's gonna walk up to Rafa and pat him on the back and just say, "You got this, disbelieve," but in the process also cast enhance ability on him for strength.
Nice.
There it is.
So you get it. Yeah, have fun.
The stone face moves again. Seemingly, stone eyes shift over to you, Rafa. And it says, "What is your name?"
I give another extravagant bow. Rafa Hollow.
Rafa Hollow. This is the trial of strength. And you remember from the instructions that you must return this boulder from the wall whence it came. You will have
So
3 attempts to move this boulder. You have advantage on strength checks. I will not hide the fact that this is by far the highest DC of any of the challenges. Proceed as you will.
I'm going to kind of like plant my trident in between the cracks in the tiles and then make my way over to the boulder, kind of making sure my sleeves are nice and rolled up. Alright, well, clap my hands together and attempt to push it.
Give it y'all.
Make
Give it
a
a
strength
huge
check with advantage from Morga's enhance ability spell that she so graciously gave you.
Come on.
Ooh, first one is a 7.
Oh, come on.
Advantage?
Second one is a nat 20
Let's
for a
go.
23.
Oh, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
With a natural 20. I mean, you got to honor the nat 20, right? You got to. It's a natural 20. I don't want to do this.
Oh
You
my
rolled it.
god!
You are able to, and I think this surprises you. I think this is a. Make an insight check, Rafa.
Okay.
Inside yourself.
15.
You know your capabilities. You have spent enough time pulling rigging, climbing masts and rope ladders. You are familiar with the capability of your arms and legs. And looking at this boulder, you were grateful for that spell because you had your doubts. And I think even in this moment with the spell, I think you feel on this natty 20 with the ease in which you rolled this boulder out of this divot in the floor and back into a similar one within the wall where this boulder can rest. You feel something here that wasn't there before, and it's not just the magic. Rafa Hollow, you have completed the trial of strength. And in I will say, a very impressive fashion, you three have completed the trials here, and you watch as that stone face in the back says, "Well done," and shifts back into its state of that it was in when you guys entered the room. And another thing happens as this occurs, and that is the 3 chests that appeared in the back of the room open up with the squeaking of ancient hinges as these trials come to an end. And the party, very successful.
Yeah, let's go.
Hell yeah, guys!
Rafa, that was freaking
Congratulations!
incredible! Wow!
That was amazing.
Is it
Dude!
is it like a wooden rock or something? I don't understand.
Yeah, you made that look
It
so
looked
easy.
effortless.
That was like 8,000 times my size.
I don't know if that
To be
math
quite
checks out.
honest, I'm not quite sure how I was able to do that. And he's just kind of like massaging and stretching out his shoulders after that like extensive push into the wall.
I just start showering more sparks. Sparks, sparks, fireworks. Congrats.
Yes, well done. You made that look very easy. Kind of like looks
At this
over at
point,
the
I'd be
like
like-
boulder, like, is that a real boulder?
Is that real? Well, and I kind of look over to the chests and I'm like, well, it looks like we got 3 chests and 3 winners, so
Oh,
You
you
guys
did
should
say you
go.
want the treasure.
Alright, don't think I have to tell me twice, and I pick up my trident and walk.
Yeah, I'll walk over as well.
I
Which
do
one
the
do you
same.
walk to?
I'm walking for this one.
All right.
I'll
Morgan?
walk to this one.
All right, that settles it.
All right.
All right. Rafa, you went first. You went over to this. You look in this chest and you see what looks like a kind of like a like a gourd, like a melon of some kind, like a squash, or even if you will. It's very bulbous, kind of towards the bottom, and then it narrows and then opens up a little bit more at the top, and it has what looks like a vine, almost like a pumpkin stem that runs from it on one side of it from the top kind of to the bottom, like in a semicircle, almost like a handle. And it has a large leaf coming off the top of that handle that almost like shades and covers the opening at the top of the gourd. It looks kind of like this, and I'm going to post an image in our game chat.
oh.
Interesting. I reach in and pick it up, start kind of inspecting it.
You
Oh.
hear a sloshing sound from in the plant as soon as you kind of like start turning it around. You pull that leaf back and look on the inside, and it looks like it's empty. But regardless, you still hear like a sloshing noise coming from it.
What?
I found another broken thing, and I shake it so everyone can hear.
Lothariel, you hear this, you kind of look over, you hear this shaking noise, and as you look in the second chest, you see what looks like a cloak. And as you look at this cloak, it's interesting because it doesn't appear to be like a normal kind of fabric. And it almost reminds you of the thorn wolf that you saw the previous evening, as the cloak itself appears to be made of a almost like tree bark kind of material.
This is interesting.
All right, guys, I see where this is going, and I'm just gonna start ritually casting Identify in the background because it takes 10 minutes.
I think you need to have the item that you're identifying before you can.
Does it? Okay, I
start
wasn't
casting
sure.
it. Yeah. I mean, they you know, these things are at least still in the chest. You really don't know what's going on. I guess you can see the
I kind of usher
gourd-like
Halvor
object.
over. Look
Yeah.
at this.
Alright.
And as you guys are starting to set this up, Morga, you look in your chest, and you have to admit, after looking at what everybody else got, you're kind of disappointed in what you see in your chest, as it appears to be just a standard like bag, like a pouch of some kind.
She's gonna just pick it up and just seem grateful and say, "I'm so excited. This just looks great." And she just is gonna attach it to her side
Oh,
and
nice.
leave it there.
A new pouch. That can be useful.
And yeah, for like rocks or, just
Yeah,
exciting.
rocks or anything really. Yes.
It'd be good for food.
It's
your
not
food
it's not a
separate.
cape or a gourd thing. It's just a bag, but it's still cool.
I will remind you
And-
it is broken.
It looks brown and like dull in the chest, but when you pick it up, it seems to activate in some way, and it kind of shimmers, and the fabric on the outside begins to change into kind of this almost like leather, like dyed leather pattern, and it almost looks like it has a face on it. It looks kind of like this.
What the f-
Oh,
What are we looking at?
ooh.
Oh,
She's gonna try to open it.
Oh,
Yeah, you can open it. You see it opens up, and there seems to be a space inside. What's odd about it is when you look into the space on the inside of the bag, you can't like see the fabric like on the interior. It just looks like a kind of like a black opening, devoid of any light.
I see where this is going.
Is there
She's
anything
gonna
in
just
it?
pat it. You know what? It's so dark you can't see, but I'm sure there will be a use for it sometime down the line. But
I mean,
it's not. It looks good with my armor, and so it looks good. And she's gonna just try to pose with it.
I can see
You
in
say,
the
"What do you
dark
think?"
pretty well. Let me see.
She's
at this
gonna-
point, I'm just like holding up the pearl you guys bought for me, and I'm like, you guys bought this for me for this exact reason. Let me identify something, please. Please, it'd be great, even if it's nothing fancy. I want to use my spells.
Sure.
Do you
Can
want the
I
leaf
look in
now?
the bag?
I like this guy.
Yeah, you can't see anything. It's devoid of light.
Can I kind of slowly reach my hand in and just kind of see if I can like feel anything? Just like
You notice your hand kind of disappear into the space, which is odd. Feeling around in the bag, it seems empty.
that's weird. There's like a little light trick that it has, but I didn't feel anything in the bag, so sorry. At least you got a new bag.
It's okay. I'm sure we'll find a use. We know, it's just dark in there. So I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. Are you looking at that cloak?
I'll look at whatever you put in my hands. It'll take 10 minutes.
Here you go. Cloak.
We will say, for the sake of brevity, you guys spend the next half hour or so in here. I would say everyone else in this room can probably go ahead and take a short rest if they need it. I don't think anybody needs it, though. Maybe spell slots or something. But yeah, you are able to identify all three of these items. We'll start with the bag. It is a
Dun, dun,
Bag of
dun.
holding.
it's a bag of holding.
Yay.
Hooray. The other two items you will not find outside of my homebrew collection.
Let's go.
The first is the pitcher plant of alchemy.
Ooh.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
I'm going to paste the D&D Beyond links in our Jungles of Paldir chat in Discord. This is the pitcher plant of alchemy. The second item, the cloak, is known as the cloak of barking. I'll let you guys take a look at those.
Barking. It makes you a dog.
Are you sure
Right.
that's what it means when... How do you know that? Is that what your magic is telling you?
Oh, no, sorry. I wish it made you a dog, actually.
Okay, let's maybe keep, desire out of this.
Oh,
Just looking for pure
that's
information.
So cool.
You don't mind? Assume the form... Oh, hold the fuck.
This is the coolest thing.
This cloak allows you to assume the form of a large living tree or shrub, or a large dead tree trunk with a small number of limbs for up to 1 hour. The exact type of tree, as well as its appearance, is completely under your control, limited to 30 feet in height and canopy diameter. Damn.
All I can think of. We are the knights who say "nee." That's all I can think of
That
right
is-
now.
The cloak of barking is the coolest shit ever. But the pitcher plant of alchemy is great.
Plus 10 natural armor bonus to AC. Immune to crits.
Dex score of 0.
Whoa.
Guys, these are actually very intriguing magical objects. It's a cloak of I wish it made you a dog, and a cloak of, a pitcher of alchemy.
Does this cloak make me wish that I was a dog? Is that what you're saying?
No, it turns you into a tree, but I wish it made you a dog.
Oh, barking. I get it.
Albor, I'd
Okay.
like you to make an Arcana check, please. Or actually, you can do Arcana or History, your choice.
They are the same, so I'll roll Arcana. I got a 16.
With a 16, after identifying these items, you are the pitcher plant of alchemy is very similar to a magical item you are familiar with called an alchemy jug. And then the cloak of barking, I think you haven't really heard of this item, but you've kind of heard of spells that do similar things. So neither of these is entirely like a brand new idea to you, but it's interesting that they seem to be items that are familiar to you, but also kind of specific to the setting.
Yeah, I kind of like point to the cloak of barking, and I'm like, this seems like a mix between like a bark skin spell and like some sort of transmogrify spell. And then I point to the pitcher plant, and I'm like, that's actually very similar to just not a run of the mill, but a classic item called the Jug of Alchemy. Does relatively the same thing.
Wow.
Your bag is a bag of holding. It'll hold like not infinite, but like damn near everything you'll ever need.
Why is it so dark inside?
Because it technically leads to a pocket dimension of some kind, but it doesn't allow you to like breathe in it.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, exactly. It's small, so like you can't climb in it or anything, but it's like a tiny pocket dimension.
That is so cool.
Whoa. Okay.
She's gonna attach it back to her.
If
and
you
go,
put something in
"Oh,"
it,
get all excited.
how would you know how to get it back out if it's like a different dimension?
Now, I've never done it myself, but apparently it's, if you call for it by name, like call your item, it should come to you.
Is there a rock on the ground?
I just like hold out my staff. Like, try it with my staff. Since I've got the wand, I don't need it as much.
There's plenty of, rubble around for sure.
She's gonna just pick up a rock just because it's right there, and she's gonna drop it in the bag and then try to reach for it and say, "Give me a rock." See what happens.
You drop it into the bag and then you say, "Give me a rock,"
Yeah.
and then reach back in. Is that, did I understand that
Yeah.
correctly? Yeah.
Yeah.
You see it disappear into the bag, and then you say that and are able to produce it right back out.
She's gonna put the rock back in the bag and leave it there because that was exciting.
Okay.
It's a magic trick. It's your new magic
Add
trick.
one rock to your inventory.
I wonder if there's anything...
That'll come in handy later. Don't ignore that. Write it down.
I wonder if there's anything in that pocket dimension already. That's interesting.
I mean, I honestly don't know if there's any way of telling without just, like, trying to ask for stuff. Put your hand in and ask for gold. See if anything comes out.
He's gonna open the bag and just say, "Release everything that's in this bag," and just go like this with it and shake it.
Turn
and see
it
what
upside
happens.
down.
A rock falls out.
All right. Well, I guess
Okay,
I
that
was
it's
answers
wondering
looks
when
like
I
that.
it's a
put that
rock.
thing, and she's gonna stick it back in.
I give her this look like you just put it in there. Like,
Well,
we should go check on Mambo. We've been down here for like 45 minutes.
I want Morga and Rafa to make perception checks for me, please.
Hey.
17.
Not bad.
8.
Little worse.
the
Rafa,
joke's
you didn't
broke.
see shit. Morga, though, when you were up here looking in your chest, you noticed below this structure, kind of inset into the wall, is a small table that looked like it also had a couple items on it.
Ooh.
She is going to get the bag attached to her, around her side, and she's going to look back at the group and say, "Before we leave, I want to take a look over here. I don't know if you guys saw this, but it looks like there's a table and maybe more treasure. I know that's Rafa's favorite thing.
I'll walk over there.
Worth checking it
I
out."
immediately look back to my side to see if there
And
was
she's gonna
something
go
I
walk to the
missed.
table.
Yeah, you do see that there is also a table under this. Morga, as you walk back up to yours, you see that there is looks like a glass bottle that has a red liquid of some kind in it. Rafa, you see the same thing on yours, but you also see a small piece of parchment.
Tuck the bottle inside one of the pouches on my belt and take the parchment over to the rest of the group. Kind of start looking it over as I'm walking.
I'm gonna walk back as well and put my bag
yeah.
rolling.
And please add those to your inventory, by the way. All the items in D&D Beyond and should be addable. Rafa, you look at this piece of parchment as you're walking back over to the group, and as you look down on it, it's just kind of a rectangular piece of parchment, and it has 4 symbols on it, one after the other, down this kind of horizontal piece of parchment. The first one is a skull. The second one is a volcano. The third one looks to be some sort of like lizard, like an iguana, similar to what the carving or the statue on the wall is. And then lastly, it is a palm tree.
A palm
So
tree?
skull, volcano, lizard, palm tree.
just looking it over as I get back to the group. Right, well, do you know what this means? I turn around, show the group.
And it's just those two. There's those 4 images.
Yep, just 4 kind of very simple, interpretations of those images. Nothing complicated or very artistic in any way. Just, almost like the cave painting versions of like these things.
Mm-hmm. A skull, volcano, a lizard, and a tree.
Tis a palm. That would be a palm tree, my friend.
Yes, a palm tree.
Is it a map? Is it? She's gonna look at Halbert. Is it in your book?
This is probably not in my book, but this is like... I'm gonna say a pictogram because the real word's escaping me. I'll need some research time. But it's like, symbols that equate to a password. That's what I'm betting.
Oh. I want to look around the room and see if I can see these specific images anywhere else, like on the walls or on any tiles or anything.
Sure, yeah. Make a perception check as you look around for these, or investigation, I guess, as you look around for these symbols.
Can I give him the help action? Or can
Absolutely.
I try
Go
one
ahead and roll
myself?
at advantage. Or
Hell yeah.
Either one.
No, take the help action.
Okay.
That's a great idea, Lothario. Let me give you a hand.
12.
I mean, you see the lizards, but like other than that, it doesn't seem like exactly the same lizard, and you're not present.
Well, I was just gonna see if maybe it was something that we could unlock more here to help us, but I guess we have a pretty good haul. All things considered, this went quite well.
But actually, you're not wrong. If we keep our eyes open for other temple structures potentially, or ruins like this, that paper might come in handy at another one.
Very true.
It would not hurt to check the top floor either.
Oh, truth.
Oh yes, I forgot about that. All right. Was there anything else?
I got a vial of red liquid.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's
I
a
put it in my bag though.
good potion of some sort. Or maybe just some berry
Yeah, maybe
juice.
just like a boost of energy. And we're gonna find out.
Okay. Sure. Should we go check upstairs now?
Probably, yes. I think you guys conquered this little trial challenge set. Well done, guys.
Yes, well done, everybody.
Good job. Let's leave the talking stone-faced guy.
Just kind of like wave goodbye at him and then kind of like look at my hand like, wait, what am I doing? Just keep walking.
Like, as we walk out, I've got my book open. I'm taking like one last little like sketch, making sure all my like notes are in order of how this stuff looked, and wrap up as we get up the stairs.
I glanced
You guys
at the...
emerge back out the door. Oh, what's up?
So as we passed it, I glance again at the crater, still trying to figure out how I moved that boulder so easily.
As you guys walk back up the stairs, some of you a little more confused, some of you feeling very victorious, emerging outside into the rain. What would you like to do?
Oh, I forgot it was raining.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Thoriel puts his mask up
Sweet-
kind of as
sweet
like a
walking.
visor, like for his like face.
Morga's gonna smirk and look at Halbor and go, "All right, it's your turn to climb those rocks. I'd love to see this. This is great. Just try to get up the steps."
Okay, here I go. And I just do this little like, long arm, like reach, hop, jump thing.
I'm gonna
Cool.
circle the building one more time, looking for those symbols before following.
Okay, yeah, make an
All right.
investigation check as you do one more
Ooh, smart.
quick look around.
Investigation. 18.
Nice.
Nice.
With an 18, you think back to you were the one that kind of looked around this area before. You're getting a good look again. You don't see anything. Volcanoes, skulls, nothing. You see a palm tree.
Follow on. I see a palm tree. Nice. Okay. Follow them up the stairs.
Cool. All right, you guys emerge back onto the surface level as you all kind of watch and kind of cruelly make Halbor climb the stairs on his own.
I'm sorry. Morgan's just gonna pick him up at the last one and just be like, "It's okay, you did great," and just hold him as we go up the stairs.
As like we pass it, I'd like to also point out and be like, so guys, if we're on our any paths out in the jungle, look for something like what's carved on the top of this pillar, because I'm pretty sure this was like a designator marker for this temple. So if we see more of these, there might be more challenges to conquer.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Good point. Hey, Mambo.
Cool. That's all.
Oh,
Hi,
hello.
Mambo.
How was the ruin?
Check out the sweet gear.
We found some items.
And I just point to whoever's got the cloak.
I'm holding it.
Oh, wow. Looks like you really came across some good things down there, huh?
I'll kind of walk up behind him. All right, how are you doing?
Oh, Mambo, this is... Well, you met... Did you meet last night?
Nope, don't think so.
This
Who's
is
this?
Rafa.
Were you in the ruins?
He was, part of the commotion coming from the jungle last night?
Oh, I didn't hear any commotion. I was, sleeping.
Thank goodness. You
Mambo,
were
you're
safe.
the absolute. You're an absolute champion, dude. That's the best shit.
The boat's safe?
That it is. Well, this is
No,
Rafa.
I'm just kidding. I heard you all fighting, but, I had to watch the boat, so...
Understand. Rafa, this is Mambo. He is our current guide.
Hello.
And we have a short trip ahead of us here. So, again, if you would like to join us, you know the details.
We're technically. Yeah, I believe we're heading more inland currently.
Start walking to get on the boat. Oh, shouldn't waste any time.
So as you guys, meet up here as you were introduced to Mambo, I would like to move above table for a moment and ask, you have about an hour or two before Mambo drops you off. You will be about another hour or two south of Raventide Heath. What is the party's plan here?
Well, dropping the voice. Even above table, like consulting the notes, we're looking for a temple. We've got like some temple markers and some other symbols. So I'm kind of like any rubble that's not the keep is 100% worth investigating at this point. We also know the temple we're potentially looking for is like in red sand and fucking moves.
Yeah.
So, like, good as chance as any is stumbling upon it by like systematically searching rebel locations than any other. The plan of attack would be like systematically eliminate certain areas if we can help it. That's both me as a player and me as a character would be like, let's strategically grid out like parts of this area and try to make sure there's nothing in it.
Me as a player, I think that's a great idea. I also just want to say, like, as we go deeper inland, like, there's going to be, like, we're getting closer towards the pirate keep, so traps, opportunities of things getting very spicy very quickly. So it's going to be a threat no matter what happens, and it's always going to be there. So, but, as myself, I think following the map is the best thing. but
yeah,
I don't know. I would love to hear y'all.
I mean, Rafa, if you have any sort of input, or Braden, any ideas, this is a perfect. What do you know about
Um,
the island? Technically, I guess.
Yeah, that's what Lothario was probably gonna do some questioning on our way, on our little trip to Rafa.
Lothario, having heard a few more details here, go ahead and make a history check for me.
Okay. No.
Rafa. I'm sorry, I said Lothario. I meant Rafa.
Oh.
That's my mistake.
All good. I only have +1, so I'm excited to not roll that.
17.
Fucking nailing it, dude.
17.
Let's
Nice.
go. Great rolls.
So
I have -1s on those, by the way.
Let's go.
with a 17, you hear them start to talk about a temple, and specifically you hear them mention shifting sands or that it's moving. And you have only ever heard of one other person saying that. And they happen to be located in a jail cell in Raventide Keep.
Hmm.
Ooh, that's
You
some good
know
info.
this to be a kind of crazy, explorer hermit type person that was brought in during a recent expedition.
Right, well, if you want my opinion, for those red sands you're looking for, I know someone who may help, or could be of help, but it might be a little dangerous.
How dangerous?
What do you mean dangerous?
Yeah. What danger?
For one, he's a bit crazy. He's also in a cell under the keep.
The pirate.
Oh, good. Great.
my Well, he's
So is
would
there
like-
like a secret?
that's not an option, right?
I want the three of you besides
Rafa.
Rafa to make a history check, please.
16.
13.
11.
Lim.
Morga, you have heard of somebody also that seemed kind of crazy, that between the letter that you were gifted by Sprout and the notes that you were able to find from a journal in Gorman's library, this information that you just got from Rafa is adding up to things that you have heard.
She's gonna look at Rafa and just kind of like tilt her head a little bit, putting the pieces together, and look at him and say, "Please tell me we don't have to kick the door in to get to him. There must be like a secret way to talk to your friend, because I think that we may be able to have additional help."
He's... I would not call him my friend, per se. I just know him, or of him. As for getting into the keep, it will be tricky, but it can be done quietly.
Are you on the run
Oh, no.
from anybody from the keep?
No.
Do I,
Rafa does what he wants.
do I believe him?
Make an insight check.
14.
I'm telling the truth.
Heard that. Oh. Well, that's good. Is there a chance you can just walk in and maybe get him? Or maybe bail him out? Somehow?
All right, then are you going to pay for that?
Well, how much is that? I've never been.
More than I have.
All right. Um, maybe we have a little bit of
Um,
coin.
Ralpha, you would know it's typically if you are in the brig at Raventide Keep, it's really not a bail type situation usually.
Yeah. Lothariel's used to like guards and like city law.
Well, trying to get his money anyways, so.
Yeah. Well,
At this point, I would also like go, Rafa, would you happen to know any spellcasters around? If you could get me a spell book of invisibility or fly, I could learn it and cast it upon you.
wow.
It'd take some time and some gold, but that's 100% within my powers.
Does Paldir not have wizard pirates?
I mean, no offense
Everything
to
but.
you. We don't like magic in the keep. As a matter of fact, it is seen as weak.
A shocked Pikachu face.
I'll go ahead and tell you too, because you would know this, Rafa. The idea of doing a one-man prison break in Raventide Keep is suicidal at best.
It would be difficult for the lot of us, most of you who use magic, and I cannot do it alone.
So it's kicking the door in, is what you're saying. We just got to kill everyone to get there?
Well, if this is a keep, there's
Essentially-
probably a lot more people
Morgan,
than we have.
Don't you also have that? Don't you also have that potion of invisibility you got earlier? I know there's some way to turn someone invisible if we're trying to stealth out of here. There
No,
must be.
there-
Magic
there
dictates
might-
invisibility exists.
Calm down, Hubble.
There
It's
might
a creature's
be
mist potion, but
there might be another solution, but it is also risky, and I don't know how well it will work.
Oh, we still have
What
to get
is
up
it?
there so we can keep brainstorming. How much
as long as we take a long rest.
do you have? Do you know your way around the keep pretty well?
From the keep,
Right. Well, that'll definitely help if we go there and rescue / prison break a crazy person that may know about shifting red sands.
And not that I'm trying to dissuade us, but are you sure it's safe for you / any of us to be anywhere near that? And are you not just going to turn us into the pirates?
I am also worried about this. I just look intently into Rafa's eyes.
Yeah, I'm like staring up at Rafa with like a very intense look.
well, with my other option, there is a pirate king, and that is up for grabs for anyone who wishes. So, now he doesn't have a whole lot of power, but there is some power, and if I take that power, then what?
Then what's indeed?
Then you're saying everybody has to do what you tell them, and we just walk in, no problem.
I mean, we could be potential
That's
allies of
actually-
a pirate king. That has a lot of merit to it, in fact, actually.
Oh my gosh, what are we talking about now? This is crazy. Just kind of Lothario
There's
just
like
letting
how
all
do
of
you
this,
do
the
this?
reality of all of our like conversation right now, just like weighing on him in one moment. Like, what the fuck are we even talking about?
So what you're saying is
Yes.
we're gonna have to fight.
So, and Rafa, kind of explains for the sake of brevity a little bit more about Raventide Keep. Think of it, it's less of like a castle and more of a small city.
Yeah.
Oh.
And just to reiterate, like, hearing him talk about this crazy person that has been captured, you remember a couple things. You remember reading that journal that spoke of shifting sands that had all the repeated,
Yeah, the
Yep.
one in Sylvan
figures in it.
in Gorman's library, right?
And then you also remember a figure being spoken about in the letter that you were given by Sprout that was seemingly getting too close to something for them. And
Oh yeah.
one of the plans that they suggested was cluing the pirates in on that person's location.
Oh, I forgot about that part.
They
Okay.
must. I forgot about this too. I'm kind of like trying to like kind of wring out the corners of the parchment that are like still wet.
Here, I can make it dry. Press to digitate. Press to digitate.
Now it's starched and hardened like a paper slab in my hand. I think you overdid it. They must have captured this person then. That means they possibly know about the artifact, and we need to move quickly.
So he himself has been this mystery person's of value to multiple parties at this point. This is gonna be dangerous.
Yes.
But it's a step forward, I guess. It's a lead we didn't have before.
All I ask is before we go into this mess, we take a long rest so I can get to some time for more spells. That would be very helpful. Before we just kick the door in.
Right. Yes. I may rest a little bit on the way when we go. Speaking of, Mambo, are you ready? Is everybody ready?
Yeah, let me get my fishing lines pulled in, and we can head out whenever you're ready.
All right, let me help you. Just kind of help him.
Cool. So you guys all kind of climb into the boat. One additional person now in the vessel. Anything else you would like to do here before you see Mambo kind of has his kind of looking to you before he pushes off back into the center of the river to head a couple hours north.
On our trip, while I'm kind of just like in between, like taking my time to row and help out with that, and I'm just up at the front by myself. I want to begin. I'm going to take out my harp and just lay it like on a slab on the boat, and then like instead of holding it and like plucking it a normal way, I'm just going to like kind of drag my now like still a little bit like kind of jagged and sharpened like fingernails and just kind of strum them in waves across the harp as it sits on the thing on the bench there. And I'm going to cast Performance of Creation. That's what it's called.
Okay.
As an action, you can create one non-magical item of your choice in an unoccupied space within 10 feet of you. The maximum value of the item is 100 gold and lasts for 3 hours. This is very new to him though, so he's kind of just experimenting while he has time right here. And he slowly just begins to like kind of like harness that magic and hum along with the harp scales, and a wooden dagger kind of starts to form itself into like reality kind of on this board, and it's almost like kind of tearing through space because it's like not really, you know, experienced in this magic, where like, you know, wooden material wouldn't really tear, but it is. It's kind of like weird looking as it kind of forms itself, and then after a little bit it is there. He just kind of takes a look at it and is like, all right, that's how that works. I guess that could be useful. And he just kind of puts the dagger back into his pocket and goes along with the trip.
You guys begin floating up the river once more. Now just a stretch away from Raventide Keep, and whatever answers may lie within or on the way, we will have to see next time, as we will call it a night for tonight.
Oh
You
my
guys got
gosh.
a new companion, some new
New
gear.
companion.
Yay. Brayden.
Yay. Brayden. A dude was super willing to just fucking roll in with these psychopaths he found in the middle of the jungle.
And then proceeds to roll
Can't
incredibly
ask.
all night.
Yeah, can't just shows up everybody.
Alrighty, thank you so much for watching tonight's episode of the Jungles of Paldir. We very much appreciate it. Please like the video and subscribe to our channel to see much more. One more quick reminder to check us out on social media as well at Side21 TV, and we will see you next time on Side 21. Have a wonderful night.